And so once you actually decided to actually start doing graffiti, what did your mom and your grandma say?
You know, like my grandmother never knew I did graffiti. I think she ended up in a convalescent home, so she never really saw
Mm.
that expression,
Mm-hmm.
those expressions of me. My mom seen it, and I was still riding the bus, and she didn't really know I was doing graffiti till I was on the, riding the bus with her, and I was catching scribes and shit with her on the bus, and
Mm-hmm.
putting up slap tags, and catching little spots here and there. And she was just like, like, you shouldn't be doing that. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, look, chill, mom, I got this. This is what it is. So, and she'll see my slap tags on the bus. She'll come home from work. Like, I seen
Yeah.
your slap tags up. You know you're not supposed to be doing that. Like, whatever, man. Like, this is what it is. This is life.
Yeah.
So
She really did press the issue too much.
nah, my mom was big on letting people have their freedom because I felt like I think she, as a kid, she was very much sheltered and wasn't allowed to go out of the house at night until she was 18. So
Oh wow.
she didn't want us to live that life.
Yeah.
So she gave us like crazy freedom to do a lot of different things.
Was she raised in L.A.?
Yeah, she was born in D.C., raised in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you maybe describe your mom's, or give us maybe share a story or describe your mom's personality? What type of, or describe what type of person she is?
My mom crazy, man. She a Pisces, so you know how Pisces are, motherfucking crazy motherfuckers. So she was cool, like, quiet, independent. She need her space to recharge. Family orientated, loves her kids, spoils them. Don't talk about her feelings. Don't want to talk about much. Want to, take on the whole world by herself. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Good with budgeting and had a good sense of humor when she was in a good mood. But other than that, she was, just dealing with the world as a single mom, trying to keep us fed, man. We were homeless a lot, so we were on the streets a lot, sleeping in cars a lot. So I know she didn't want that for us, and she did the best she could in a man's world.
Yeah. Now we talked. You did mention to me that you guys, for a while, were kind of, sleeping at parks and stuff like that.
Yep.
And that was tough to hear, man. I hate to hear when people go through, those type of hardships.
Yeah.
It really resonates with me, and
Yeah.
but damn. Were there, when you first started Graph Site, did you encounter any challenges? Find anything difficult with graffiti?
I mean, when I started doing graffiti, man, like,
what were some of the challenges? Let me rephrase the question. What were some of the earliest challenges?
The challenge was I was toy as fuck. I was toy, and I didn't know the game. So, and nobody, back then, that era, nobody was trying to teach you the game. No, if you were a toy, nobody was fucking with you. Nobody get the fuck away from me. It's just like, so that was a challenge to learn what graffiti is without having a teacher. I had to teach myself. I had to train myself, go out there by myself and figure it out and make a lot of mistakes, piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
And that was the challenge. Like, that was a big challenge because I could have just given it up. Like, why am I doing this shit? But something about it, called to me, spoke to me, and I kept on with it.
Yeah. Did you ever contemplate quitting?
I think
at any point.
I think when I was from BWI, when I was first got into that crew, because I didn't really understand the graffiti world and the politics, and there was a lot of tag bang with BWI, so I didn't understand it, because I was in it for the
Yeah.
hip hop aspect of it. And, like every time I got caught and every time I got caught and went to jail, I'm like, damn, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing this shit no more. I don't know if it's worth it,
Yeah.
like getting caught up for little shit. And I'll be like, I don't think I want to do this no more. But then once I get back on the street, I'm like, it's on.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
we go.
How many times have you been caught before the big arrest?
I probably got caught like 6 or 7 times.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 or 7
For
times.
did you ever get caught like bombing, or was it just tagging and scribing?
I got caught bombing a couple of
Okay.
times, just rookie shit, man. Just
Mm-hmm.
getting caught up and living and learning and shit. But yeah, I got caught up a few
Yeah.
times, went to the glass house and shit, yeah.
So they had you already uh, with the name site,
I'm not
was it,
sure, man.
or was it one of the other names that you
No, it was
heard?
sight.
Oh,
It was
okay,
sight,
okay,
but I'm not sure if they, were able to make out what I was doing and, you know,
gotcha.
figure out if it said sight or not.
Yeah. Okay. The what year was it when you got raided?
That was the year I got raided was 2006.
Okay,
Like about
06.
a week before Thanksgiving.
Okay, so November
Yeah.
2006
Yeah.
rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
So that day comes. Can you walk us maybe to like the 10 minutes before the raid happens?
Was in the bed and then hearing some knocks on the door. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I'm in the bed. I'm not getting out.
Yeah.
And then my auntie was like, somebody at the door. I was like, don't even answer that shit. Like, let them knock.
Right.
And her crazy ass gonna open the door. And because we had those old school locks, they weren't knocking that shit down. We had that good security door. They weren't gonna get in that motherfucker, but her crazy ass opened the door and they motherfucker bust in like a supermarket sweep shit. Like they just bust in, guns, rifles, with the beam on them and the scope, and I'm like, oh shit.
Who was there at the time? Just
Like
you
that,
and your aunt?
just me and my auntie. Yeah, that was just us at the house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What did they say to you?
Oh, they just say they screaming like like cops do, screaming and acting crazy. Get down on the ground, get down on the ground. Where's the drugs and the guns? Where's the drugs and the guns? Like, oh, there's no drugs and guns in here, man. Like, they screaming that shit as they run through the house.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3 lasers pointing at me. And I'm like, damn, like, they got the wrong person, man. Like,
Yeah.
drugs and guns?
Right.
Nah, not right here, unless you trying to plant some shit.
So at this point, you have no idea that it's for rap.
No idea, man. They playing some mean ass catfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they take you out to the car, and then you said they were tearing up your house at this time, like
Nah,
ransacking?
first they get me out the hallway that's to go to the room I was in. They pull me out into the dining room because my grandmother had a big ass house.
Mm-hmm.
So she had like it was two bedrooms on one side, one bedroom on the other side. There was a family room, dining room, living room, and another family room. So
Mm-hmm.
they pulled me out, had me on my knees, hands behind my back, handcuffed, and my boxers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching them run through the house, tear up the house, like on some straight training day shit. When they do to
Yeah.
trying to get that dude for his money and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They all in my shit, like tearing shit up.
Okay. They take you to the squad car, and then that's when they tell you, like, that
So
it's your grab.
nah, like I get the first they play good cop, bad cop, and then then they tell me Judge Ito signed a warrant for me for
Okay.
my arrest.
Okay.
And they were bragging like that's the same judge from OJ Simpson case. So I'm
Right.
like, I don't give a fuck about OJ.
Right.
But they bring out some clothes and then they walk me to the cop car, and that's when I noticed that oh, this is about the graffiti because it had the Metro symbol on the
Mm-hmm.
side of the police car, and just they walk me out, pants, no belt, shoes, no socks.
Yeah.
They just found some random shirt.
Yeah.
And then I'm just, holding my head down. I look up, just like 300, 400 people surrounding the house, like the block in the house. And then, yeah, so
They
they
keep
got
it.
me in the interrogation room. And had their way with me. They took advantage of me. They know I didn't know my rights.
I want to kind of just drill
Yeah.
them down because this, I think, could possibly help
Yeah, yeah,
somebody in
yeah,
the
yeah,
future
yeah.
if they know the type of games that are
Mm-hmm.
being played
Yeah.
in interrogation. So,
I mean,
what
like,
did they say to you when they're interrogating you?
they had all my shit. So, like, I didn't know I was going to get raided like that. So I
Yeah.
had so much incriminating evidence against me in my room that they raided.
Yeah.
Didn't have time to lock my phone. I didn't have time to, get ready for that because I didn't think that would ever happen, and
Yeah.
that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
But in the interrogation room, they had my phone, my Boost mobile chirp. I don't got people's names. I don't got code names of people, so it's like they got their names in there with their
Mm-hmm.
phone number.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a burn. They
Mm-hmm.
had access to all these niggas' numbers and shit.
Yeah.
And then they took pictures on my tattoos.
Yeah.
And then they just had a big stack, like just photos like that, about a foot high with all my shit. And
Yeah.
I'm flipping through it, and they were like, we need you to I'm like, oh, this shit is old, homie.
Yeah.
This shit is old as fuck. Like,
And it was all scribes,
mostly
buses, right?
scribes. They have pictures of the, throwies and all
Yeah.
kind of shit, but
Okay.
they were just like, if you sign these papers to a more recent date, we're gonna get you out of here today.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, cool. All right. So they had me sign only the ones that they knew would stick.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote it with a more recent date, signed my name on that shit, which is now I know like I'm not even supposed to talk to them in an interrogation room without a lawyer being present. I'm not even supposed to say anything, but
Yeah.
silly me,
Yeah.
not knowing my shit. I hope this story, lets people know, but not the people that don't know,
Mm-hmm.
that cops are allowed to lie
Yeah.
to get their shit, to get their information. Cops don't have to tell the truth, and they could just play this good cop shit and lie to you and make fake deals with you,
Mm-hmm.
and they can take it back at any moment. So a cop is never your friend. They're sworn to the badge, and they're not for the people. They for the hierarchies.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Let's talk about um after that. You said how you were assigned a public defender at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who it sounded like he was probably had your best interest.
I mean, like I got this public defender when I didn't even know like what I was facing
Yeah.
until I got to court because these motherfuckers didn't even tell me anything. They didn't tell shit. They just, made a promise and left me in a cell to rot. So they left me for dead. And my first lawyer was just like, look, I'm like, man, give me some probation, homie. I'm ready to go home. Give me 3 years, 7 years, whatever. I'm good. I got shit to do. And he's just like, nah, you can't walk up out of here, homie. You looking at 34 years. You got $1 million bail. You're looking at over $100,000 in restitution. Like you're not going home on that kind of shit. So he was just like, look, I'm gonna get you a year. A county lid. I'm gonna get you. Can you do a year? I'm like, fuck it. I could do a year. Year sound better than 34. So he's like, look, let me take care of everything. I'm gonna get you down to a year, homie, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make an example out of you. They're trying to destroy your image, your reputation. They're trying to like really like hang you up on the cross. They're trying to railroad you, homie. Yeah. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Over some graph though, or some motherfucking graffiti though. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is over some graph beef. Like, this nigga is molesting kids and shit, man. This motherfuckers doing strong arm robbery. This motherfuckers doing the worst, beating up women and shit. But this is the shit that's horrible. This is the shit that gets the most time. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? So the world's fucked up. I mean, the justice system's fucked up. Yeah. When graffiti is, I get more time than a pedophile. Yeah. So.
Okay. So your public defender, the first one that was assigned to you, said they get you a year. Yeah. And then what happens next? They reassign your case, right, to a different.
I mean, the case is going good. They have metro engineers and mechanics testifying against me. They have the sheriffs, bitch ass motherfuckers on the stage testifying against me, and I'm like, damn, y'all niggas like, all right, I see how it is. And then, case is going good. Lawyer's like, I got this. I got you. Get you a year. I'm like, say less. Like, get me home, man. Yeah. Give me this year. I could do a year. Fuck it. And then, went back. And then they told me, you're going to a different court. You're not going back to that one with that lawyer. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, what kind of shit is that? That's some like straight Illuminati shit right there. You guys trying to really stick it to me and shit. You really trying to make an example out of me. Yeah. Yeah.
And so they paired you up with probably a public defender that they knew was probably lazy or just basically didn't fight for, for the people.
They gave me motherfucking this white lady, public defender, puppet, whatever she is, but she was just like, I'm not fighting for you. I'm not doing nothing for you.
And she told you those exact words? Yeah. I'm not fighting for you.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not fighting for you. And I'm like, well, isn't that your job? Like, is that your job? But, like, little I know, now I know I can fire my lawyer. Right. I can grow pro per, but I didn't even know all that shit. So it's so important for everybody in the hood to know your rights. Know your rights. Know you can fire a lawyer. You can fire a public defender. You can fire them. Know the difference between an attorney and a lawyer. Know that you don't talk to cops. Only talk to a lawyer or whatever, attorney, whatever. Whichever one knows law best that can represent you in court. And you can represent yourself in court. You know what I'm saying? So, but that lawyer didn't give a shit about me, man.
Yeah. What did she say? She comes back and says that
she just
8
said,
years, or what was the?
I was like, man, she just said take the deal, and I was like, my other lawyer didn't even tell me what the deal was. Right. What is the deal? Like, she's like, oh, the deal is 8 years, 8 months. I'm like, what? That is not a deal. She's like, look, either take the deal, do the deal, you get out, good behavior, you get out in like 5 or 6 years, or we can take it to trial, and you'll probably lose because they got so much evidence against you, and you'll do 17 years. And I'm like, dude, like, you are not, you a fucked up ass lawyer, man. And I was like, you know what? Can I go back to my cell and think about it? She was like, nope, you can't. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of shit is this, man?
Yeah.
So, you know, she's like, you got 5 minutes to make a decision. So I was like, you know what, man? Like, after being in county jail for weeks, that shit wears on you.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Let me just take the deal and catch the chain and do some time and get away from this shit. I was already stressed out. I was already like, I was already like feeling it, sick, dealing with, you know, all the Crips and Bloods and Hoovers in there and shit. So I took the deal. Yeah. You know.
You signed the paperwork for 8 and a half?
8 years, 8 months.
And of those 8 years and 8 months, how much time did you actually serve?
Man, I went in 2007, so 8, 9, 10, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. So I did like 4.5. Okay. 4.5 years off that.
Yeah. Did you ever even think about maybe just hiring an attorney rather than relying on the public defender?
You know, like, I didn't think about hiring an attorney or a lawyer or whatever because I thought the first one was going to do his thing. Yeah. So by the time I get to her, there was no time to like, oh, well, I didn't know I could just fire her and be like, hey, or ask the judge for a different legal counsel. I didn't know that shit. Yeah. And that's the shit that we need to know. Yeah. Right. If niggas is doing dirt, you need to know your laws. You need to know your shit, man, because that's just gonna help you out in the long run. We need, but more importantly, we need lawyers and attorneys that are gonna represent us. No, I if we knew that, we would have pieced up and got a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or I would have asked for a different lawyer. But we were so confident in the first one, and I think the courts and those racist ass judges saw that shit, and they were just like, nah, we're not letting this happen. So,
when do you start hitting the streets again after that release?
You know, I didn't hit the streets. I didn't start doing graffiti again until I got off parole. Okay. So I had a strict program for myself. I think I might have did some piecing at Novels Landmark Shop, maybe. I'm not sure, but my whole program that first year was to get discharged, and I didn't go out at night unless I was going to work or really had to. I stayed in the house in the daytime and shit. Yeah, I wasn't on the streets at all because these crooked ass cops can violate your parole for any reason. Yeah, if you come in contact with them.
Out of all the spots that you've hit in your graffiti journey site, are there any memorable ones that come to mind? Any favorite spots that you want to highlight or talk about?
I got a few spots. I think my most number one favorite all time is the Billboard that's running on Florence, Vermont. That motherfucker's been running for about 23 years. That spot's been running. I just went up there recently to fix it, touch it up. But dope spot. The first time I hit it, I hit it with Fist, and he's immortalized on that Billboard. Yeah. The first time I went, there was a ladder. It was easier to get in. And then the second time I went back, probably like not too long ago. You know, back when I first hit it, I was 160. Now I'm like 200 pounds. So it was tough to get up there. They had taken the ladder down, so I had to like climb up there, find that out, climb back down, grab my little telescope ladder, throw that on my back, climb 2 gates, climb another gate, scale the building, and put that motherfucking ladder up to the back of it. And then when I get up there, the ladder falls over and shit. So when you're up there on the back of it, you don't see all the bullshit that's on there. There's like layers and layers of bird shit. I went when it was kind of like in the winter time. and it's wet, it's slippery. I'm on the back of the billboard. It's not a regular billboard, so it's real slip. I almost slipped like 2 or 3 times and shit. I'm painting. The hotel's right behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I swear there was probably some people watching me painting and shit in their hotel room with the door open and shit. And, you know, I had to do some Rambo, Arnold Schwarzenegger shit to jump off the shit and roll onto the roof. Mind you, 7-Eleven's open, so I'm hoping they don't hear me doing all this ninja shit on top of the roof. But that is my number one spot that I favor a lot.
Yeah, you know, I used to drive down Vermont for like a year straight, and I never noticed that billboard. And but now that you've mentioned it, like I'll be checking for it every time I pass by.
I mean, it's not. If you know, you know. If you know about it, you look up like, oh shit, that's just still there.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, how the hell did I miss this, bro?
Oh yeah. That's all good.
That is a hell of a spot, bro.
Yeah.
Because typically billboards don't last.
Nah.
You know.
I didn't think it was gonna run that long, but it's been running for 23 years.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
That's a fucking crazy landmark.
Hell yeah. On the main street?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope spot.
Yeah.
Props on that one, Psych. You got any other spots, bro, that you're proud of?
You know,
special to you?
I probably the spot right there off of King Coliseum. That spot, it was an interesting spot to hit because, I think the TKOs had it, and then at the end of their beef, they were slashing each other up on that wall. So it was a real sensitive wall that I don't think a lot of people wanted to hit. And then
who got slashed?
I think the TKOs got slashed.
Oh,
I think they slashed Delay first, and then and then they came back and slashed the TKO. But that was during their last of their beef days, and then it was just sitting there, man, and people were catching tags here and there, and I was like, man, that'll be a dope spot. And I was looking at it for like about a year.
Okay, that long before you decided to hit him?
Maybe. Yeah, I was looking at that shit for a long ass time.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, fuck that shit. I'm gonna go hit it. Now, my plan was to hit the left side, but I ended up in the right side. But so, like, I didn't know how to get up on that motherfucker. So I was like, damn, I need to go up through the front. I'm like, no, I can't go up through the front. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna go up through the freeway. So I walked on the on-ramp, walked all the way around. I mean, motherfuckers don't pay attention to people now with all the zombies and crackheads walking around these days. Well, people don't look at people twice.
Right.
And I don't look like a writer or anything like that. I look like some fat dude that's, some fat black guy that just maybe be on drugs and shit.
Yeah.
So like I'm walking up, I walk to the on-ramp, I walk onto the freeway, walking and shit. A few people honking their horns and shit. And then I try to pull myself up on the first one. I was tall enough to reach it.
Right.
But it wasn't enough to pull myself up. There's a big ass, tall ass wall. You don't think it's tall until you actually get there.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I need a bucket. So I was like, all right. So I was like, I need something to stand on. So I walked back off. And the homeless people always got good shit. So I saw they had a bucket. So I walked off the freeway, back down the on-ramp. Found a bucket, got the bucket from the homeless people. Promised I'll bring it back. Went back up the on-ramp, walked back on the freeway, put the bucket right there, stood on top of the bucket, pulled myself up, jump on the wall, and I'm like, once I get on the wall, I'm like, whoa, there's a gap in between the wall and the building, probably about 2 feet gap. So you gotta lean over the painting. If you fall, it's a fucking 100-foot drop and shit. As you go more to the right, the building turns outward. If you go to the left, the building turns outward too. So here I am walking across the wall like this, and I got my paint in my hoodie, one can in my hoodie, one in my pocket and shit, and I got my tips, and I had 2 cans, and I'm holding the wall and painting at the same time. And then every time I finish the letter, I have to push myself off the wall, move over some more, come back, paint some more, push myself off the wall, and then as you look at the bomb, it's like my letter gets regular, and then it starts getting a little smaller as it goes because the wall was separating more and more, and I can only reach so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I see. I'm on the 110 often.
Yeah.
And I've seen it, and just it looks like it's within arm's reach.
Yeah. Yeah.
From the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when we talked, he told me, "Nah, there's a 2 or 3 foot gap, and then it gets wider as it reaches the edge, and then there's about 100 foot.
Yeah, it's a good drop. You're gonna fall for about
so that's
3-4 seconds.
Yeah, that's a crazy spot.
Yeah,
and it doesn't look like that from the freeway when you're driving by.
Nah.
And that's a crazy spot.
I'm surprised it's still running, man. It's getting a lot of traffic and shit. So
so that's another good spot too. Yeah, high visibility for sure, bro. Mm-hmm. Dope. Is there any other spots, man, that come to mind that we could talk about that you want to highlight?
I like this spot I caught over here by Gladstones. If people are real familiar with Malibu, I love Malibu. They got some of the best restaurants. Check out Gladstones. Check out Duke's. If you don't know about it, hit me up. I'll take you. We big eating over there. We big pimping and shit over there. But this spot, I went to Gladstones one day, and Gladstones is one of those restaurants that's right on the beach.
Yeah.
There's a lot of restaurants on the beach in Malibu, and we got done eating and we went down to the beach, and there was this wall right there, like a drain wall. So it's right there, and when I seen it, I was like, damn, I want to hit that wall. Because somebody had some tags on it, and I want to hit that wall. I was like, damn, I want that shit. But the water was high. The water was high. And I was like, damn, when does the water go low, go back in? And I found out that it's early in the morning. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make my way back over there. And it's a mission because Malibu ain't close to South Central. Right. So, drove over there. Man, and I found it hard. It was so romantic and shit because the beach is dead. No one's walking over there.
What time did you hit it?
I hit it 6 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
5:36, and the tide of water goes back out. Some romantic shit right there, bombing with gel shit, but doing this spot right here, that was some romantic shit because I'm painting on the beach.
Yeah.
You got the roar of the ocean going them out. And I got my cans, and everything was working right. No clogging, no drips. And I'm just boom, 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 boom. It was dope, man. Good times.
Yeah.
Walking on the beach and painting and shit. That shit was some romantic shit right there.
Was there anybody out at the beach at that time?
No, nobody at the beach, man.
Dead?
Dead.
Oh, wow.
Friday night, I'm out there, doing my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dope, man. That's a dope spot.
Yeah.
That's a dope spot, man. I can't wait to check it out in person.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's room right there for me. No, I'm messing with you, bro. I'm messing.
That's plenty. I mean,
no, I'm
you get it, man.